Hey, what's up, everybody? We'll be just starting in a few seconds here. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Julian from Digital Desks Co-working, and we are doing our last Thursday night training of the month. So thanks for everyone who's come so far to see the other ones. And we record all of them on our Facebook page. You can go check them out there. So this week, we're going to be talking about the anatomy of a successful business website. And so I'm going to be more casual than usual. So usually I kind of fly through slides and talk a million miles a minute. But this time I'm going to just kind of slow it down a little bit and just do basically some screen sharing of how I might go about designing a business website. Some of the kind of high level stuff that I might start with. And then also towards the end of the webinar, I'm going to just kind of log into a website we created recently, sort of early version, and just show some of the plugins and whatnot that we use and how we set it up. So something to look forward to. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. Actually, just going to talk quickly about a few books that we've mentioned in the Thursday night presentations. So if you missed last week's, we were talking about Traction. So this is basically a book about how to create a one-page business plan with two sides. So definitely this is a really great book if you're stuck at home and you want to kind of rethink about your business. It kind of recommends that you do this exercise, every 90 days or so and kind of check on it. And you create a vision and mission statements and whatnot for your company and differentiators and things like that. And basically, it's a quick way for everyone on your team to step in the same direction or whatnot. I'm super excited. Actually, I'll save that one for a minute. So I also previously mentioned this book, which is one of my favorites too. It's called The Business Side of Creativity. When I started Red Maple Media, this was kind of my go-to book for things I didn't know about. So I was definitely more of a technical person, and I hadn't run my own company before, and this has all the basics for running a creative agency. So that one I really like too, and I had mentioned it before, so I just thought I'd recap some of the books we mentioned. This one I don't think I've mentioned before, but I'm super excited. It's a new book. It's called Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. So if you've heard of a product called ClickFunnels, he started that company, and he's written a few books. He has .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, and Traffic Secrets, so a trilogy. He co-founded ClickFunnels, which is a landing page tool, among other things. It's really fun to follow on Facebook. Seems to have good energy. And writes really, really easy to read books. That particular one is about different. Actually, I'll bring it up for a little bit here. I'll just read the contents a little bit. Basically, it's finding your dream customer is section 1. So different ways of doing personas and what I would imagine. I haven't actually read this one yet. The middle part's all about filling your funnel and creating your funnel, and the last part is growth hacking. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that. And he talks about all the major platforms, Google platforms, Facebook platform, etc. So that'll be a good read. So I just thought I'd share that. Okay, so here's what we're going to try today. So something different. So last week I was showing off, actually just one second here. I was going to be showing off Google Draw, which is a tool, but I just need to join Zoom because I forgot to join Zoom here. So just bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to share screen, and we're looking at this guy. more seconds. Sorry about that. And I was going to keep an eye on the chat window too, so let me just bring that up just 1 second. I have a new monitor on the right here and it's acting a bit strange, so I can't get what I want. Just bear with me, sorry about this. What's going on here? What are you doing? Okay, I have to try something else here. Yikes. Okay, we'll just have to keep going here. So I'm just going to share my screen here instead. So usually I have a little picture of me, but not this week apparently. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Maybe this will work better. I'm just going to quickly sketch out how I would draw a funnel, basically. So the quick story is, I'll just switch between these. So yeah, the quick story is that depends how you define a successful website, but we're just going to assume that it's high converting. So you're selling some kind of product or service and you want your website to be high converting. So when I first started doing web design, that meant kind of building a really big site with lots of pages, information, something for everyone. And now I feel that that's not necessarily the best way to go, especially if you're focused on pay-per-click, for example, because you might be driving expensive traffic to your site and people are getting lost in the many pages that are available and reading other information and whatnot. And also, whatever ad copy and visuals you have in your campaign, unless you drive it to a very specific page, might not have the same emotional feel, visual feel, and it might be quite jolting to the customer as they start their customer journey to have an ad about one thing and then arriving on a page that's not really talking about the same thing. So more and more, we've been experimenting with landing pages, what I call a landing page. So a landing page is a more focused page with various sort of techniques used on it to measure behavior and convert visitors from one stage to the other. And so that's part of it. So we're going to go and we're going to draw a funnel, and we're going to also show you a tool I might use to design a landing page. And as we go, I'll talk about some of the things that I would recommend, some of the tools and whatnot. So first of all, the first thing I would do is just like make sure the document's really clear to everyone what it is. So the name of the document, the purpose, the author, the create date, last updated date. And then the reason I do this is that when you share these diagrams with your team or whoever, it's really clear who wrote it and when it was last updated, etc. So I always put version and I put status. This is a draft. Okay, so I'm going to do an example today. So we're going to do, I'm going to be boring here and just do like a funnel, a co-working funnel here. So pushing our industry a little bit, it's having a hard time. Co-working, get more leads or something like that. Okay. Purpose, new, let's do it, virtual membership. So Digital Desk Co-working is doing virtual memberships, so let's draw a funnel for how we might go about getting more members on our virtual program. So author, Julian. Here we go. Create date, I think it's the 30th or something. And etc. Let's see if I can speed this up a bit here. Version 0.1 and draft. Okay. So let's just get a few shapes going here. So not necessarily the way I would design a website, but we're planning. So I'm just going to go in the same direction as the customer. So maybe we'll use that as a starting point. So usually I use these guys. start and end. So start the process, and then you go end the process. So for anyone who's just joining, we're going to draw a funnel, and then we're going to kind of pick out some parts and use a different tool to kind of start designing it a little bit too. So I'm going to go as quick as I can here to keep things interesting. So we are going to, I guess, use these boxes here. Oops, what's going on? And we're going to think about traffic for a little bit. So we'll say Google Ads, and I can just copy this. And we can go Facebook Ads, and we're going to go Instagram. So okay. So I'm not quite sure why these are not bordered, so we're going to have to go. So this is also teaching people how to use the tool. So if you're interested in marketing funnels or learning how to draw with a diagramming tool, this is for you. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty dry, but that's what we're trying this week. Okay, so I'm not quite sure why that's not that color, but let's try that. There we go. So this is the print format button, so it's a good way to quickly copy formatting across. Okay, so the goal here is we're trying to sell virtual memberships for our co-working space, and I'm going to draw a funnel for how we might go about that. We don't actually need those. Okay, so then you would have obviously your website down here, which is website shaped. This guy here, I think, is how you increase. I guess it's your lowest object or something. Yeah, so you might have to shrink this a bit. Okay, here we go. So the first lesson, I guess, would be that if you're going to buy expensive ads and go to the website, think about your ad copy and how it should really have a certain story and a certain theme. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to start writing on this diagram some other sort of talking points. So some of the customer personas, right? So some of the strategy stuff I'll throw up here. So we'll say customer persona. So that's defining like who your customer is. So all of your ad campaigns over here had better be targeting a particular persona and have a particular theme to it. And then obviously we should what are we going to do here? Quickly, we're going to include organic as well. So organic. Bring that into the side. Oops. Okay, so first things first, understand your business. So understand your customer. Understand what products and services you're good at providing, make sure there's a fit there, and then assuming that's all true and you have a new product or service, which in this example is in virtual memberships for a co-working space, we need to know who we're targeting, and we need to have an ad campaign that has all of those themes in it. So the story of the ad, the visuals. So I'll just put this on the side here. These are like entities that we'll need expanding on later, but we'll just. So the customer persona, I guess I could draw a line there. Influences the ad campaign. We should probably put arrows on those. Let's do that. See if that works. There we go. All right, cool. So come up with your customer personas, develop your ad campaign. And then go check that your website's high converting, which it's not going to be if it has a homepage, for example, that links out to many other pages. So again, for anyone just joining us, we're developing a funnel as an example, and we're talking about marketing strategy and how you might go about that. And we're going to draw the funnel in Google Draw. And I'm going to talk about, so what I want to talk about right now is that if you buy a bunch of expensive traffic and you throw it at a website, if the home page has all kinds of different things on it and distractions and menus that link elsewhere, your targeted traffic is just kind of thrown out into the field of your website and can get lost in all kinds of places. And chances are the copy they're reading on your website is not similar to the ad campaign they clicked on and took action on. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some pages on the website that are landing pages. So a landing page is a here, I'll just switch back here. So a landing page is a page that's potentially hidden on your website. You don't see it. There's no menu to it. And you can have multiple landing pages. So we'll put one here. So maybe we'll call this like A, B, and C. Okay, so because I have multiple landing pages, I can do some A and B testing, it's called, and have different creative on all of these, selling the same product but different creative. I can send the same traffic to them, and we can see maybe one of the landing pages is higher converting, and then if that's your testing phase of your campaign, then you would want to obviously scale up that one and reduce your spend on the other ones, right? So okay, let's keep going here. So we've got different landing pages. So maybe what I'll do is take a second to all these different issues with so many things running here. I'm trying to get my menu. Here we go. Okay, let me just duplicate a couple of those so I can get to it later. Okay. Okay, so landing pages. So just want to talk a little bit about some of the tools that are interesting. So one of them is called WP Bakery. So let's see if we can bring that up. Here we go. So last week I was talking about a website called Theme Forest, where we get some of our